Gavins Point Dam in Yankton, South Dakota is the last along the Missouri River. Construction began back in 1952 and was the third of what would be 6 dams along the country's second longest river. But before the dam was built, you have to go back nearly a decade to find out why. The Missouri River Basin covers parts of 10 states and 2 Canadian provinces. The winding Missouri River travels through more than 2,300 miles. The river was known to flood, but 3 major floods back in 1943 that inundated Sioux City, Omaha, and several other growing communities finally got the attention of Congress. 1 year later, Congress passed the Flood Control Act, which was included in the Sloan Plan. The plan authorized the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to produce a flood control system for the Missouri River Basin. From that came the 6 dams on the Missouri. Gavins Point Dam was the third built from the Sloan Plan, but the last dam built along the Missouri River. Tonight, in part 1 of a series of stories on the dam, KTV's Katie Koppel looks back at the dam's history and construction.
Facilities are national treasures.
Connecting the hillside of Crofton, Nebraska to the sprawling parks of Yankton, South Dakota, the Gavins Point Dam and Power Plant is a Midwest landmark.
In 4 years, they took a spot on the river and closed it off and made it one of the national treasure power plants.
Construction of the Gavins Point Dam began in 1952 and was completed in 1957 at the tune of $51 million. Now, if this same project was constructed today, it would cost over $1 billion to create.
This part is basically where the marina is at the Gavins Point Dam.
Before it was built, the Missouri River ran wild, tunneling through the plains.
This must be before the dam was built.
This is as the dam is being built, and the center point is between where the power plant and spillway ended up being. This is from the north to the south, and this side part right here is what became Lake Yankton. These are the original shovels when they did the groundbreaking ceremony.
Michael Moose Welch is the operations project manager with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at the Gavins Point project. The construction of this facility, he says, is a feat in engineering.
They didn't have JLGs, they didn't have skid loaders. There was a lot more manual labor and smaller capacity equipment. They didn't have concrete pumping trucks.
Walking through the power plant, its construction is a testament to its strength.
You can see in this wall every single 2x6 that was used, right?
Yeah.
So today we would have metal panels, and they'd be pinned, and they'd bring in the concrete pumping truck. So you can even see the little nail holes along the edges of the board, right? In some places like that one, you can see the knot in it, right?
Historic innovation everywhere you look. But how do you build a dam in the middle of a river? 2 islands in the river near Calumet Bluff helped engineers choose where to put the Gavins Point Dam. Workers created an embankment across the river from the Nebraska Bluff across the 2 islands, moving the flow of the Missouri toward the South Dakota shore. Those islands are where the dam and the power plant were constructed. Once the work was complete on the structures, workers began filling the riverbed between the spillway and the South Dakota shoreline, closing the river. The dam was built in just over 4 years, with the town waiting and watching as the dam was closed.
And this shows where the last part was, which was over at the marina. And the night that they closed the dam, they estimated it was around 8,000 people were here to see that.
The technology inside the Gavins Point Dam has changed with the times. Security cameras, digital interfaces, its control room remotely monitoring and running the other dams along the Missouri. But at its core,
a tidbit of Nebraska, South Dakota history.
History evident in its mint green tiles, the decades of work to control the mighty Mo. At Gavins Point Dam near Yankton, South Dakota, with Chief Videographer Acacia Phillips, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
You can find more information and links to official videos and photos from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers online right now at KTIV.com. And of course, stay tuned for more from Gavins Point Dam, including a look at flood history and mitigation.